Welcome to DEFCON 3. I'm KT McFarland. Not a week goes by without headlines that hackers have once again infiltrated sensitive government and private sector information. With hackers getting more creative in how they attack, law enforcement and security officials are looking for new ways to tackle the problem. Well, here with the latest is Chris Hadnagy, CEO of the tech consulting firm Social Engineer. Welcome, Chris. Let me ask you, it just seems like hacking is getting to be a bigger and bigger threat in the United States. Is it just that we're learning more about it, or is it in fact a bigger threat?
Well, I believe it's definitely a bigger threat. I mean, we're hearing more and more of these attacks, but the attacks are becoming more sophisticated and definitely more used as we see the war being taken to the cyber field.
Are hackers using new techniques to get into the government systems?
That's interesting that you asked that. So one of the biggest things we see is social engineering being used more and more. That's phishing and vishing or voice elicitation. We see those things being used a lot more nowadays. But we also see some of the very new breaches happening through some technology type of hacks. So it's a blend of some new things like O-days, what they call O-days or 0 days, and some very old techniques like social engineering that have been around forever.
Okay, now the director of the FBI, James Comey, has said, you know, don't shut this stuff down too fast, that we want to have backdoors into systems, into computer systems, so that we can see when bad guys come in, it's easier for us to catch them. What do you think?
Well, that's always a tricky slope, right? If I write software and I put a backdoor in, you use the software, you have to trust that I'm the only one that can ever gain access to that backdoor. And I think what we've seen in let's say the last 6 to 10 months, is that's not the case. Those backdoors can be opened wide by any skilled hacker who takes the time to analyze that software, and then they're using that backdoor to do the same thing, which is spy on us, but they're using the information in a very nefarious way.
Chris, is it just the government's incompetent? Because it seems like most of the hacks are against government.
I don't want to say incompetence, but I will say that we look at some of these breaches, like what happened with OPM and some of these other breaches, and it's just human error. You look at some of these things and you're like, how did they let that go? How is this possible? Some of the things that just happened with the IRS, and you read these accounts and you think, well, the fixes wouldn't have been that difficult. It would have been a little more skill, a little more time, a little more money put into some of these fixes, and you wouldn't be seeing these breaches happening like they are right now.
Well, I'm going to make one prediction, Chris. We're going to see a lot more breaches. Thanks so much, Chris Hadnagy, for joining us.
Thank you.
Check out foxnews.com for more on this developing story. I'm KT McFarland, and thanks for watching.